Good afternoon, everyone. We are back doing Shop Local Live with Big Frog. Today, we have a very special guest, one of our owners from Asheville, North Carolina, David Riddell. There he is. Hi, David.
Hey, thank you.
How are you today?
Wonderful.
Good. I am so glad to hear it. And I heard you're not even at home, are you?
No, a long road trip to move in the sun. You know, it happens, things you have to do. So we're on our way to Chicago. Maybe we'll bump into another Big Frog store or two along the way.
I heard there's a couple up that way. You might hit one or two.
We're in Kentucky. There's a couple new ones there, then a couple in Chicago, maybe pass through Cincinnati, then be in Cleveland on the way back. Yeah, we could find some.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, thanks for joining us today on your trip. We appreciate it.
You know, bad scheduling, it doesn't always happen, but here we are. So we don't miss opportunities to talk about the community.
Nope. And I think, COVID taught us we can work from anywhere at any time. So we're all good. But maybe you could tell us a little bit about you and your journey with Big Frog. And I know you've had such an impact on the Asheville community. There's so much I can ask you, but why don't we just start with kind of the basics, and feel free to just go on and on and on if you like.
How much time? No, my wife, Christina, and I opened the Asheville Big Frog 10 years ago. Last month was 10 years. We had our ribbon cutting in the parking lot. And, you know, in any business, we're proud to do that because some people can't keep a plant alive. And 10 years in an industry that you can order on the internet and there's lots of competition. It's how do we stand out? How do we make it? And a year and a half of COVID, there were no events. And then we had a hurricane in the mountains of North Carolina, which is not supposed to happen. That's a Florida thing. And then, in any economy, what do people cut? They cut marketing, and apparel's marketing. So through any obstacle, we're still here. And we're still here because we go deep into the community, whether it's great service and everything we do as a store and with help from the chain. But fundraising, sponsorships, free shirts, great service, knowing your clients. I'm not a customer word guy. I use client all the time because that's relationship value. So whether they are in the store or out of, everybody should be a client. We should have a relationship with everybody. The whole know, like, trust thing. But so a long 10-year journey. While we've done that, we've had another store 4 hours away in Durham, and so it's two communities that we get to spread the joy on. We've already done one of these for the Durham area, but everybody knows that's watching this knows that Big Frog can do one item to thousands, 6 different ways to print in a retail setting, and so it makes the one-stop shop.
It really does. So I know you're super active in the Asheville community, and I've asked other owners this question. How do you, I know you've had kids in the schools, but how do you as a business owner stay active personally in the community?
from day one, we said we needed to be more than the name on the door, that servant leadership matters. And you've got to give of your time, your money, and your services, any one of the three. Some people are not as extroverted as I am, and they've got to do it in different ways. And again, showing up at a school or a nonprofit and hosting an event is what some people can do. I can do those, but I can also be on a like on a nonprofit board or business boards. And up until recently, I was on 4 different business boards. I was on 2 business associations and a chamber, and SCORE, which is an international group that helps nonprofits and businesses start. So, but before that, I was on 6 different nonprofit boards throughout the 10 years. And then, yes, on the PTO for the school. And it's just however you can. Somebody asks for a couple shirts for an event, and you know that group, then you suddenly help them, right? Visibility happens in lots of different ways, and paying for it's fine, but the organic way is much better, where if we lend a hand and we are part of your event, then we stay visible. And it should be that. That's the trust, right? We don't want to buy anybody's loyalty. We want to earn it. And half the time, the earning of it is not just hitting a button and doing Facebook posts. It's being deep out there and visible. If we walk into a room, and I'm convinced that there are people, year 10, that they walk into a chamber event and they call me Big Frog, that they don't know my name. There are some people that know who I am that do not know my name. And if they call me Big Frog, then guess what? I'm living with that. I must have done my job.
Yes, you're just Mr. Big Frog. That's all right. That's a good place to be.
There's about 85 to 100 Mr. or Mrs. Big Frogs in each town. I'll be one in mine. Yes.
You're in good company though, so it's all
yes. Right. Lots of frogs in the pond hopping around. Yeah.
What's your favorite way to give back, to the community? Do you have some favorite charities? Or I know you're super active in the chambers, but what's your favorite way to support the local community?
With us, it's been a lot more kids and vets. Vets are the reasons we're here, and kids are who's supposed to take care of us next. And the boards, all the business organizations, I love helping grow businesses. I love helping people connect and either find a job, find a resource, grow their business. So the business one's obvious, right, in the B2B, but in a business to consumer, then yes, the nonprofits I have been on are veterans-based or kids-based, and everybody else falls somewhere in there, right? Age 5 to 85. We have a pretty diverse clientele.
Excellent. So we do have 2 of your clients joining us today. I thought maybe you could do an introduction for John. Tell us about him and what you love about his business.
Well, I'd rather him, John, tell us.
Yes. Hey, good afternoon. Yes.
Welcome, John.
I'm not.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I can speak to them. I can speak to all of my clients in terms of they've trusted us and they keep coming back to us. And in any relationship, you hope that there's not a haggle over, I found 10 cents less, right? If they're coming to us, they know that we're going to give them the quality. We know we're being fair. We know we'll throw in things again. It's relationship and it's clients. So, that's how I'll always speak to them. But in terms of what they do, there's always so much more than what I know, like if I see them in the community or see things on Facebook. But yeah, I'd rather him tell us that story and then I can add if I need to. So tell us what's going on.
John, tell us all about your business, please.
All right. So we are in the concrete construction business. Everything from sidewalks to wastewater treatment plants to high-rise buildings, medical facilities, you name it, we've done it. Been in business going on 30 years now. I am a Mills River, Hendersonville, Asheville local. Grew up in Mills River actually. And father was a general contractor, so grew up swinging a hammer, framing houses and whatnot. And via that path, learned how to pour concrete and graduated college. Thought I was going to go a biology career and took some time to pour a little concrete because by then other contractors in the area knew I knew how to pour concrete, and it just kind of took off from there. Fell in love with it, and never looked back. And we've grown through the years, and we're, in fact, we're in a, if you notice my surroundings, we're in a temporary office facility. We've got a new shop and office being constructed on South Mills River Road. And hopefully we're moving in about 2 or 3 weeks. So
it's pretty awesome.
Super exciting.
And
yeah.
And Tina, you talk about local and community, and John may or may not know this, the rest of the family does, but my son went to school and graduated. So he and I both live across the street from the high school. I turn out of my neighborhood and turn right there, the next road down. But my son graduated with one of his friends, went to school to do something else, and then all of a sudden married into the family, and he's their son-in-law, and he's in the family business, right? So it's it happens that way, where, wait a minute, I actually knew somebody in the business because my son went to school with him. I don't think that's how I got the business. Maybe it was just something else I did, but it is cool that you go, wait a minute, I knew the three degrees to Thorsland Concrete, right?
That's right. Yep.
So John, you actually started the business yourself, or you just learned the trade from your dad?
No, I started the business myself. So my dad was sort of what I'd call an old school general contractor, where we did everything ourselves. Excavated, poured footings, laid CMU, but then we'd frame them and we'd take them from that point up. So when I was probably in middle school, my dad wanted to pour cast in place concrete, and nobody did it. And so we had a gentleman so my grandfather immigrated to the United States from Norway. And so we had this old Norwegian gentleman come down and teach us how to pour concrete, and it became my responsibility. So every summer it felt like I was the guy doing that. And so as I got into high school, I would spend my summers to go make extra money going to work for local general contractors, performing that task. Same thing in college, and I got done with college, and my dad was still a custom home builder, and there was a need in the area for concrete. I almost had immediate work as soon as I graduated, and that was it.
He looks pretty good for working in the trades for 30 years. He looks like he's holding up okay, right?
That's right. I think so. It's keeping me in shape.
I guess. So tell us, so what are some of the things you guys do for the community? I know you've supported the school, which we all do, right? That's the easy
absolutely
thing.
Yes. I've had 3 children pass through the local school system, so we've tried to always be heavily involved there. Through the years, I was always involved in coaching, you name it, whatever sports my kids participated in. I'm active in local martial arts community and participate and teach there. But in my church community, that's probably my primary places.
Give a shout out to them. What's the church? What church?
That is Biltmore Baptist Church.
Okay, which is for Tina and the rest of the viewers' sake, one of the huge ones. I mean, they have 7 or 8 or 9 campuses,
campus.
And what they do business-wise, taking out the mission, or putting the mission side into it. It's like they do some unbelievable things in and out of that campus, all the way to the coast. And I've dealt with many of their members and their higher ups, and they're pretty awesome. And then he said school, it's West Henderson for all the locals in rugby.
That's right.
He can hear the football games on and the practice field for both of them from where he's sitting. So
yep, from my house.
Yeah.
And so, as a business too, one of our goals, one thing we really want to try to do is to reach out to the local community for employment. Folks coming out of high school who may not have opportunity to go to college or don't want to go to college. We're really excited to try to get folks into the trades. It's tough work. It's hard work, but it's such satisfying work. And I feel like it's kind of as a whole, as a nation, we've shifted away from that. And I'm passionate about the craftsmanship and about everything that makes quality trade groups. And so we're trying to get folks to get excited to get back on board with that.
And
I love that message. I love what Mike Rowe is doing with his
Yes,
scholarships and
exactly.
organization. I just love that. That's awesome.
so, and Tina, one of the things that, it just popped into my head. I remember. So there was the hurricane in the mountains of North Carolina,
Yes.
which isn't supposed to happen, almost 2 years ago. And one of the ladies that works for him, we had done a couple orders at the time, and then she reached out, and the hurricane damaged a lot of people's things. And I know John, as an employer, takes care of his people better than just boss and person, right? It's like you do whatever you can, but his lady reached out to me and said, we had a family that lost everything. And so I just said, stop in, and I've got this clearance rack, and said, take whatever you want, right? It's, it was brand new stuff. It wasn't, it just happened to be on our extra rack. So again, it's small things like that you just say, I'm going to do it. There was no real value to it to me in terms of cost. It was please take care of them. I completely forgot about that until here we are
No, it's true
about it. But
yes, that was such a unique time for all of us in the mountains, as David pointed out, to have a hurricane and so much devastation. And we had one of our employees, he left his house with his family to go look for food, and while he was gone, basically a landslide occurred, pushed water over a dam out of a lake, and when they came home, their entire house was gone. They'd have been there, they would have never survived it. And David let them in and gave them clothes, because they literally lost everything but their vehicle. And so, gestures like that, things like that, that's why we want to support someone like Big Frog here in Asheville, and David, and support the local community, and just because the way people stepped up and supported each other.
The other side of relationships too and clients is we have done some great things for them. And I know John's very particular about shirts that he'll wear, right? It had to say, had to be this type of thing. But the logo is awesome. The garments are awesome, but we happen to be embroidering hats, and we messed them up. And you know what happens in local? I will admit that I messed them up. We're not going to try to hide it and say it's on you. We ate them. We fixed them.
Yes,
we admitted our fault, and they are still with us. So the point of local and not the internet is you are dealing with humans. You are dealing with locals. We have relationships. And if I say, sorry, it's terrible, it's not to my standards, I'm not going to try to pawn it off. I'm not going to try to make you eat it. Let's do it. And they waited the little while, and they were okay. They weren't like not the logo. They were able to wear them and dirty them, right? Then they could have.
That's correct. Oh yeah,
get them dirty.
Yes, this is the story I wanted to tell. So David made us some hats, and they were delivered, and truthfully, I didn't even think there was any flaw in them, but David pointed it out and addressed it with our folks, and we were going to be okay with it. And he said, no, it's not the standard that we expect, and it's not the product we want to deliver. And he delivered a brand new batch at his cost. And for us, it was great. We were able to give out that much more stuff, and people are wearing them, and it's good, promotes our business. And of course, we praise David and Big Frog just as much. And and as he pointed out, I'm kind of a big guy, so clothing has to fit a certain way for me, and they kind of went out of their way. They made runs of T-shirts and shirts just for all my crews and all my people, but then separately did exactly what I wanted, so that I had a custom fit from Big Frog. So
the logo's tougher, right? The logo's tougher on a V-neck especially when it's a landscape longer logo, and it's like, and just like the guitarist in a rock concert that's throwing out picks, if he got to toss out hats to some of his people, and he got to, marketing by wearing everything, but marketing by giving things to people will wear it, your favorite vendors or the kids' friends, right? Anywhere you can see the Thorsland hammer, then there you go.
That's right. Yep. So it was great.
Oh, is that the logo? I'm seeing all the whole Norway, and we've got the Thorsland,
exactly.
and now we have a hammer. I'm liking.
Oh, now you're putting
it together.
And the
it took me
concrete,
a minute. Okay, it took me a minute.
Strength.
Well, this is World Cup timely, and I don't know if you're watching, but he may break into this big rowing thing you see them doing. It's like the Norway
Yeah.
Norway people are over for the Olympics, and they're laying down by groups of thousands doing this pull thing, and it's like they're a joyous bunch, and they're over here loving everything
That's
America.
right.
So
Oh,
the hammer
that's
is
awesome.
there.
Yep. Yep. So,
All
yeah.
right. Well, any last thoughts, John, before we move on to our next favorite client?
No, just I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to do this and to speak so highly of David and the whole Big Frog community and the team here in Asheville. They've been great. Been a lot of support. My children, some are here in the office. Sorry, everybody loves their merchandise. So it's like, hey, when are we ordering more? When are we ordering more? So we'll have
how to
more
find
coming
us.
your way. Yes, we do. And the next round of stuff is in line. We think it's important. In fact, my daughter in college, she was down at Furman University in Greenville, and she says, Dad, I need 25 sweatshirts. And, because everybody wanted them. They really loved the product that was delivered from David. So we appreciate it greatly.
That's awesome. Well, thank you, John.
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
Absolutely.
We'll see you soon.
Thank
right
you.
around the corner.
Thank you very much. Oops.
He's done.
A little quick removal.
But as he mentioned, I mean, Thorsland Concrete, new building coming on 191, which is down the street about 5 miles from our store and part of the community. It's like their office is basically in the same small town that their home is and where all the kids went to school, and he never really left. So it's pretty awesome.
That's great. And he's built quite a business.
Oh yeah, 30 years doing it. And I was bragging on 10. Dude hit 30. Rock on.
More power to him.
So this one, so as I said, our next guest is McClung Roofing, and Darian and I have quite the history. I think, so we'll pull Darian up there. She is. Yay to her. And I've gotten to know her pretty well. And I've met her dad and our stepmom, but it was Dad that started, and she'll tell us about it. But she reached out one day. I mean, I guess they didn't like the normal story. They didn't like who their provider was. And I mean, over the years, she just comes and drops off tubs and says, do these. And she and I have talked about different things she'll tell you they did this huge backpack program for the community. She has started going to all the chamber things, and now, is deep into it. Like they're like we are, a big part of the chamber and business community, while also being a part of the rest of the personal community. But yeah, she just walked in one day, and the rest was here we go. Whatever we need, she trusts us, and they've done some great things, and she is heir to the throne. We hope that it's not anytime soon, but it is McClung Roofing, and it was Dad started it, but she rolled right into the business. So Darian, you tell us better than I can.
Darian, now it's your turn. It's nice. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks. If you can't hear me at any point, just let me know. I'm traveling as well and have headphones, and so if it's a struggle, just let me know.
We can hear you all right.
Yeah.
No, we're good.
I feel like David pretty much covered all the highlights for me, so thank you for that intro. I really appreciate it. But my dad started the business, I think 22 years ago now. So I was still in school and, grew up around the business world. It was started in our kitchen. So, I've been exposed to roofing for a long time. I have no interest in the being up on a roof part of things, but I do like the marketing piece and doing stuff in the community as well. So that's part of my role. As David mentioned, we have very picky people, especially on our crews, like our estimators. And so we often will purchase their special ordered shirts per guy and then just get them all branded at the same time. And David's been very kind and gracious to us in all of the special requests that we've asked for over the years. And then we've also ordered, special UV protected long sleeve shirts with our logo for our crews as they're up on the roof. That's their preference. It's got like a hood and things like that. So I've even learned about different types of clothing that I didn't know existed before this role. So I appreciate all that.
And a couple of different logos, and a couple of different types of apparel. And she's right. It's like most roofers will say, I'm going to ruin this shirt. I'm just rolling around doing roofing. But no, they have some taste, and God bless them, right? That's why there's options.
Yep. Yep. They all like, well, and we have some tall guys too. So it's like they have to be picky because and my two brothers are the tall, skinny ones, and they're the most picky. And so they are the ones who need like special shirts that you can't get the length in every single brand or shirt style. So that's been a thing to navigate with them. But yeah.
And it was funny. I think it was the first time I met Darian, and we're walking stuff out to the car, and we're talking, and then we started to talk about vehicle wraps, and I was able to say, hey, what about this guy? And she goes, oh, I just called him like yesterday, right? A mutual person. And at the time, she didn't know that many people. She was just early in her journey. Now, if I mention a name, she'll probably mention them before I would, right? Because she's deep into the chamber and has sponsored a couple of big events, and that's great, right? But and it's always nice to, again, pay to sponsor things and be a part of that community, but the non-business community and reaching out. I mentioned before you got on, Darian, tell the world about the backpack thing you guys have done a couple of times.
Oh yes, this is my favorite thing ever. So the backstory, first of all, is that, before my dad owned this successful business, I was a kid in school who was a recipient of free coats from Evelyn Charities. They go to the local schools and help kids in need and get them jackets or different things throughout the year. And so I was a recipient of that when I was in elementary school. And that always has stuck with myself as well as my family, as in, we are better together. We need each other. And now that we are in a space to give back, it's our favorite thing to do. As a company. And so, every year we do a backpack giveaway in early August. The one for this year is August the 9th. And David, you'll be glad to know we're doing it at Sun Tzu Martial Arts this year. So Tony's
another
excited.
Great business guy, right?
That's right. So we're excited to do that. But, the first year, I think we did something like 200 backpacks, and it went so well. We actually had a loaves and fishes moment where we only had ordered something like 200 backpacks, and we had like 400. Oof. And so we just kept giving them away. We were like, what? We've had more than 200 people come through. Where are these coming from? And so, and then counted leftovers, and it literally was like the bread and the fish story from the Bible, but in real life and with backpacks. So that was really awesome. And then, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, and keep going, but yeah, because I hope it shows on the big screen, but we haven't said John McClung Roofing enough. We went straight into Darian, and it's like, I must say John McClung Roofing. And now you can continue. So go ahead. I just wanted to put the plug in there because I don't think we said it enough at the beginning.
That's okay.
Go back to the fish.
Yes.
Oh. We're a little locked up. I think we have to wait for her to get back in the signal. Oh,
are we there?
You beeped out. You beeped out for a second. You're back.
I'm so sorry. That's all right. But yes, so every year John McClung Roofing hosts a backpack giveaway, and last year after Hurricane Helene came through, man, it was more important than ever to equip people. So many of our friends and neighbors and fellow business owners lost everything, or lost a relative or someone close to them. So many lives taken. And so we were eager to make last year the best year ever. And we were able to partner with other local businesses, and through all of that, we gave away 800 backpacks filled with school supplies to local kids in Western North Carolina who needed them. So it's always such a fun event because a lot of the families that are coming are not, there's a couple of other nonprofits in our area that focus on what's called like the projects or the low income housing areas, but there's also a large number of just regular families that are barely making ends meet that need support and additional things, and they don't qualify for assistance. And so we have a lot of those families that come through for the backpack giveaway, and it's always just such a huge blessing to do. So this year, our goal is 500 backpacks, and just did a massive order this past week for the stuff. So we'll start getting all of our boxes, and we have a big old trailer we have to store everything in until the event day. But yeah, that's what's coming up, and it's my favorite day of the year.
From a chamber standpoint, I mean, my favorite event for the last 10 years is twice a year. It's Mega Networking, which is like speed dating for businesses. And you guys are a sponsor of that, as I have been. And then you mentioned Tony at Sun Tzu Martial Arts. It's always at his place. So if the backpack thing is as well, then that's cool. Tell us, so you, like I, people can order shirts and apparel online. There's also tons of competitors. There's roofers everywhere. You guys have a great tagline, but you also, I mean, what's your differential? Tell us the 30-second John McClung Roofing story.
I mean, as far as the work part of things goes, we are certaintied shingle master certified. We've won multiple local awards for our quality of work, and we have a great lifetime warranty for workmanship as well as for the shingles, depending on the brand and the option you choose. So we have a lot of those basic things, but a roof is a roof is a roof. As long as you have a good team putting it on, they're all pretty much the same. The thing that sets us apart is our genuine care for the people. And so, one of our little slogans we have is, it's not just a roof, it's the people under it. And it really is important to us to make sure that whoever we are caring for gets the product and the service that is needed for their project. And so sometimes that's an upscale home that needs all the bells and whistles, and sometimes that's a person who's had to wait for 30 years for their roof to be replaced and doesn't really have the money, and we work with them, and we have financing options and things like that as well. So we do commercial as well, but we care about making sure people feel secure and safe about the choice that they made, especially because a roof is not a cheap purchase for most people. And so, and if we're able to, one thing I really appreciate about our repair guys especially is they are certified estimators as well. But if there's an on-the-spot repair that they can do to help somebody like in the middle of the project or to get them by, then they will do the best they can to fix that so that they can get a couple extra years out of the roof instead of having to replace it immediately. And so we don't ever lie to you or mislead you to try to get you to buy something you don't need, type of thing. So our character, our integrity, I think sets us apart from a lot of people. And we do really appreciate like the different local businesses that partner with us as well, in different ways. I think one of the questions was why do we shop local or care about local businesses? And that's because these are our friends and neighbors and people we care about, right? I care about David and his family having food on their table and being able to go move his son in wherever you said you're at. Or,
On the way to Chicago, yeah.
Yeah, we have an actual relationship, and life is meaningless without relationship. So we want to pour into those as best we can.
Yeah, and I mean, Tina, I listened to her story. So as she's coming in the store, she's talking about, hey, I'm engaged and I'm getting married. And he asked me here because it's a campy movie thing, and I like a good dad joke, even though she's a little younger than me. And so those were cool, right? You're talking to somebody that starts transactional, but she's telling me the story about, getting engaged at overlooking Alcatraz. And so you go, wait, you're supposed to know that thing, right? It's not supposed to be, here's the invoice, here's the pay, here's the product to go. Something helps. It helps build the communities.
And it's part of the fun of the job, right?
Or we could have an online business. Yes. That's the good part of it is the community and the relationships. Yeah.
I did want to ask, sorry.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I think there's a delay. Go ahead.
I was curious, you're a younger entrepreneur. If there's people interested in starting businesses or becoming part of that community, what advice would you give it? I mean, obviously you both are super chamber oriented, but what would, and this can be to both of you, what would you recommend someone do if they're a budding entrepreneur? Where should they go first?
Well, to be fair, I didn't start the company. I just kind of lived with it as it's grown. But I will say the chamber is a great resource, connecting with other business people and being truly open-minded to listen to advice and input from people who have been successful. And honestly, I think if it's a field like, I know at John McClung Roofing, we would be happy to help mentor or coach somebody who was interested in doing that type of a thing. So, I mean, eventually, I guess we could become competitors, but that's not really the heart. And there's enough business for all of us. We can work together. So yeah, be humble. Also, the AV Tech Local Business Center has a free program where they will help you get the starting, the grassroots part of your business going. And they also have different resources available for all kinds of different things. It's an awesome resource. Even though we've been established for a while, we went through a rebrand a few years ago, which is what, when we went to go see David, we had a slew of different things. We said we needed everything redone. So, but, when we went through that, the AV Tech was able to help us with fine-tuning our website and getting us connected with other local businesses that specialize in the different things that we needed specifically to improve upon and grow with. So yeah, I think use the resources that you have around you, your community college, the chamber, wherever you're at.
She's correct on both accounts. Every community college and tech school has a small business center that is free and does all of that. I'm a SCORE mentor, SCORE. The R and the E stand for retired executives. I am clearly not retired. I am always tired, but not retired. But utilize those resources. And then the thing about the chamber is not everybody's going to be a client, but they're all resources. And it's like having a whole bunch of business coaches at your disposal, because you can live and learn, because business is very similar regardless of what it is you're selling. There's still some common denominator. So being in the chamber is its own community, just like being part of a nonprofit or part of your kid's school. And then it just keeps like the stone in the lake, right? It just starts going bigger and bigger and bigger. And then you're part of the huge community. So with anybody, get involved, be present. You don't always need to be fancy. You don't always need to try to sell, just be there, right? That's half the battle, is what they say.
Excellent. That's all very good advice. Well, thank you, Darian. And I just want to say Darian is not driving, if anyone's concerned. She is just a passenger.
Put the hands up, please. I'm not okay.
Thank you very much for joining us, Darian. It was a great pleasure meeting you.
Thank you.
You as well. Thanks for having me.
Sure. Bye. All right. And thank you, David, for joining us today. We appreciate it. Safe travels up to Chicago. Have fun.
You. Be back in the regular neighborhood and community soon. Got to do what we got to do. So thank you again.
All right.